Hello everyone, very welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelica. Today I am going to do a comparison with two foundations that I bought recently, and it's these two. This is the new foundation from Caia Cosmetics. This is the Front Row Airbrush Foundation, and this is the Dior Face and Body Foundation. And I love this foundation from Dior, and recently I bought this one and did a first impression and a wear test on the Caia one, and I just felt like, are these a little bit similar? So I wanted to do half of my face with the Caia and half of my face with the Dior one, and we're gonna see if they are similar, if they look similar and wear similar. So yeah, that is what we're gonna do. And also I bought this concealer from Caia Cosmetics. Unfortunately, this is very light for me, but I do think it could be similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. So we're gonna compare these as well and see if they are similar. And yeah, that is that. And I think I'm gonna prime my whole face with this one, because usually I prime half of my face when I do a wear test with a foundation, but now I have two, so we're gonna do the whole face with this primer. And yeah, then I'm gonna do some check-ins with you guys during the day. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're just gonna start with the priming. I already have, as I said, videos up with these two foundations, and I don't know if you did see my Caia this one that video, but I told you guys I have been sick, so my skin was a little bit extra dry, and I really wanted to compare it with this one because this one I really love. So I want to see if that was the case with the Caia one, that I felt like maybe this is not a foundation if you are dry, if you have a drier skin, but we're gonna see. So I was thinking maybe I'm gonna apply it with brushes today. I have this one from Caia, so this one I'm gonna have on the Caia side. Let's see here, this is the F14, and this is from BH Cosmetics. It was in a kit. I really like this one. This is just number 2. And yeah, so let's start. I feel like the consistency is very similar. The shade though, I don't think the shade's gonna match that good, but hopefully it's not gonna look crazy. So we're gonna start with this side of the face. So this is the Caia, and I actually think this is a really good shade for me. I have this one in 1W, so 1 warm. And what I feel about this foundation, it is very like easy to blend out. As you can see, it's very lightweight, but also yeah, I can't explain, but it's I feel like it's very similar to the Dior one, but I feel like this one sink in a little bit to your pores, which is not ideal. But I'm just gonna tap it. This is really hard to do with a big brush, but I will try. So this is with the Caia one, and I mean, it looks good. It looks actually really good, the finish. But I do feel if you have some structure to your skin, this really amplifies, do you say that? Like, it really shows the texture, if you know what I mean. So I don't know what I feel about that, but now we have this Dior one, and I know this is not, I think this is more, let's see here, is this more peachy, like a peachy shade? Yeah, maybe. But we're gonna, I mean, the consistency is like, it's so similar with this one and the Caia one. What I could feel, and now we're gonna apply it. And straight away you can see this has not the same coverage actually than, I feel like this one has more coverage than this. But this looks more natural, I must say. I can't really see that much that I have foundation on compared to that side, but I'm gonna give it one more layer, so because I took a little bit more on this side. So, but if we just take a look right now, This looks more natural, like I don't have foundation on, it just evens out a little bit. But this side, I feel like it looks a little more heavier. But let's take a little bit more of this Dior foundation, and I'm gonna do the same thing here, just tap it a little bit here so we can get a little more coverage. And maybe we're gonna take the concealer first before I zoom you guys in so you can see up close how it looks, but now it looks a little more even. I feel like that gave a little more coverage on that side. And just, okay, now I just apply this. You have to wait a little bit to just feel how it dries down. But okay, let's do the concealer now. This one is so light. This is so light, so I will not be able to just have this one, unfortunately. I have to powder. Otherwise, it will look crazy. So I have this in 1W. That's the thing. When I ordered this foundation, I think they recommended this shade, this concealer shade, to this foundation. But I must say, this is way too light for me anyway. But it's very thick. It's very thick, this one. So that's why I thought about the Tarte Shape Tape, and the doe foot applicator is very similar as well. So I'm gonna take my sponge. So I'm gonna use this side here, and then we have to use the same sponge for the other side. But oh my god, this is so light. Yeah, it looks very crazy, but yeah, I really have to powder this to look good. As you can see, it looks really light. But I must say this one blends out really nice, and it has really good coverage, so I am not mad about this. It's just a shade, and obviously it's my fault because I chose the shade. And this is from Tarte, as I said, a Tarte Shape Tape. I have mine in Fair Neutral. This one is quite old, but I think it's okay. I have had this for forever. This is not my favorite concealer, so that's why. This is a little more runny, I must say. This one is even more thicker. But maybe this is not a new one, so maybe it could be that. But I'm gonna take the other side of the sponge and blend out. I feel like this one blends a lot better actually, because it is a little more runnier. Not runny, but not as thick as the Caia one. This one just blends very easily. Yeah, this one is also very light. Maybe I prefer the Tarte Shape Tape actually. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the color that is throwing me off here. I do need to powder underneath, but we're gonna wait with that. So I'm just gonna try to feel how it feels. I mean, the finish on both sides just feel the same. It is a little bit like you can feel you have something on. It hasn't dried down 100%. And I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can see, but just have in mind this very light. We're gonna like darken it up a little bit, but we're gonna see how it looks. Okay, so now we are very up close. So this is the Caia. And here we have the Dior. Maybe it's hard to see. They are very similar actually. The finish is very similar. I must say, I had a feeling about this, but I think I can say they feel very similar. They look like the same foundation actually. Okay, what we're gonna do now is powder underneath because we need to darken up this. And what I have is this powder from Charlotte Tilbury, because this powder is blurring, but it's also darken up a little bit. So if you have a lighter concealer that is too light, you can take this powder and it will darken up. As you can see, it's gone now, so but looks good actually. I'm not gonna powder anymore because we want to see how the foundation is wearing during the day. So we're just gonna put on a little bit of bronzer and blush and highlighter. And then I'm gonna do some check-ins with you guys. I don't know, have you tried this foundation from Caia, the new one? And do you own the Dior foundation? Tell me down below, are you do you think these are similar? Because that was my first like thought when I applied the Caia one, that I felt like this is very similar. But maybe they are like a good alternative, but I don't know. I mean, the price though, the price of the Dior is quite pricey, but also this one is not that cheap. So I don't know. Maybe it's not like you can get the Caia one because that is way cheaper, but maybe if you own one of them, you don't have to own both of them, if you know what I mean. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it wears during the day as well, because that is also very important. If one of them is holding up better, maybe that's a better alternative for you guys to buy that one. So I'm gonna use this one actually. This is from Tarte. I haven't used this for a while. Seduce. This is the shade of the blush, I mean. So we're just gonna pop on some, but I do think the complexion looks really, really nice. As I said, I don't know what I think about this foundation still, the Caia one, but the thing is I do love the Dior one. So probably it's just me have been sick during this time where I have tried out this foundation. So maybe it's not like fair to say I don't want to say I don't like it, but it's like it's not like 100% perfect, but maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. That is what we're gonna see today, because that is why I wanted to do this video, because I really, really want to compare these. I am going to use the Caia highlighter in Sydney. This is a very beautiful highlighter. This one I'm very, very pleased that I bought, because it just looks wet on your skin, so it's not that glittery formula, if you know what I mean. It's just very, very natural glow. Okay guys, I'm gonna put on some lippy and maybe a little bit eyeshadow underneath, because I didn't do that because we wanted to put concealer there. And I come back and then we're gonna zoom in and just see how it looks right now, and then I'm gonna do some check-ins during the day. Okay, I have put on some lippy. It is this lip pencil here. This is from NYX. This is the Peekaboo Neutral. You can see how small this is. I really need to buy a new one. And then I took this one from Bare Minerals. This is the long-lasting matte liquid lipstick in Lucky. And yeah, we're gonna spray a little bit with this LH Cosmetics Onset Long-Lasting Setting Spray. Just to make it last and also like melt everything together. But I must say the complexion looks very beautiful. I mean, it is a little bit though, maybe a little more glowy on this side, like the Caia side. I think it's a little more glowy finish than this side of the face. But I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can take a look. So here we have the Caia, and I think you can see over here, and if I turn, like it's a little more matte here. Yeah, I think that is the only difference so far, because I do think, as I said, it looks super similar. So what I'm going to do, I am going to check in with you guys maybe twice, at least one more time, of course, but maybe twice. It depends what I'm going to do during the day, but and then we're gonna see how it looks in a couple of hours. Okay guys, update on the foundation. It has been 5.5 hours, and yeah, I just want to show you in daylight, and then I'm gonna come back to you in a couple of hours and do a check-in in studio lights. But I must say, you can see I'm a little bit oily because, yeah, it has been warm today, so that's why. But I think, I mean, this is the Dior side and this is the Caia side. I just feel like they look so similar. They behave very similar as well. They have melted a little bit together. And yeah, I think it still looks good. I mean, not here though. I didn't think that looks good because I don't know if you can see, but where I have a little bit of structure, it has sank in a little bit, so you can see that. But I think it looks good like over here. And the concealer, yeah, has been creasing in both sides, but they are very similar as well. Very similar. But yeah, you're gonna see the next check-in right now. Okay guys, it has been 9 hours and I have looked at my skin on this side and on this side, and I have things to say. I do have that. First of all, we can talk about the concealer. I'm gonna zoom you guys in as well, but I can not see any difference whatsoever on the Tarte Shape Tape versus the Caia one. I feel like they are very similar. It doesn't feel like, I just took a little bit. It has been creasing, but I mean, almost every concealer does, but it is creasing. That's just the truth. And it covers up really good. What I can say, it really is long wearing, like it still is covered and it looks good. So I feel like the concealer is really good. And the foundation. The foundation, guys, I'm gonna tell you, this side of the face, the Caia one, has like, the foundation has sunk in to all of my pores. So it looks like I have like dots with foundations, small dots where I have my pores. I think if I do like like this, you're gonna see later it doesn't look pretty like when I do like this, but when I do like this, stretch out the skin, you're gonna see it. Versus this side, the Dior side, it's just smooth. That's the thing. It's just smooth. It didn't go into the pores. I don't know what this has been doing. I have no idea, but maybe it has faded a little more here. Maybe that's why, but it just looks very smooth and beautiful. Versus this side actually, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see. I don't know, maybe I should make this a little bit darker. Is this good enough? Maybe is this too dark? Maybe we can do like this. I'm gonna do in different lightings. So here we have the Caia. If I like stretch a little bit, okay, don't look at I have blown my nose, but, and the eyeshadow is just like creasing. But I don't know if you can see all the small dots here. Try to make it a little bit darker. Like it's a lot of texture here. And this is the Dior side. If I do like this, it's not just like, it hasn't sunk in at all. Versus this side, it has. I'm not sure if you are able to see it. Hopefully you are. Now we are really close up. If I stretch, I think you can see over here, like all the dots here. That is my pores. And this side, it doesn't have that. Can you see when I like stretch out, because it's easier? It's not all of these dots. And I think you can also see it here, that it's not, but yeah. It has a lot of those. In the forehead, I don't feel like it is that big of a difference, but I can definitely see it here. So, yeah. I mean, it looks good if you don't go up close, but I feel like Definitely the Dior side looks way better after 9 hours than the Caia Cosmetics, because it has sank into all of my pores, and that doesn't look very pretty. But I mean, it did hold up pretty good, I must say, and the forehead looks good. And as I said, the concealer is really good. So yeah, this was super fun to do this comparison, guys. Tell me down below if you want me to compare maybe other foundations. I have a few in my collection, but I do want to compare things that I feel like are quite similar, because that is that is why we want to compare it. If they are similar, maybe you get another alternative, or maybe you don't want to buy another thing that is very similar. But right now I would say the Dior takes the first place on this one, this battle. So definitely the Dior one. This one is okay, but yeah, this is a holy grail for me, so it's way up there. It's hard to compete with this one. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and I see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.